Good afternoon, my name is Jim Romeo and I am the MC for the Ninth Annual Gazeti Exemplar Awards being held now in 2020 during COVID, and we are holding this year's awards virtually due to the health restrictions of COVID. I'd like to acknowledge at this time our musical prelude is being played by Sammy Logan, who is the music minister at the Basilica of St. Mary's here in Norfolk, Virginia. Our invocation this afternoon is being presented by Rabbi Israel Zoberman. Rabbi Zoberman is the founding rabbi of the congregation Beth Shavarim, and he's also the honorary senior rabbi scholar at the Eastern Shore Chapel Episcopal Church. We welcome Rabbi Zoberman for our invocation.
Our one God of life's blessings brings us together to be one family, gratefully united and gloriously diverse, so that indeed we shall be a blessing. These trying and confining times, we pause to give thanks for those who are builders in our community and that Hampton Roads Gazeti brings together. And may we together yet turn violence into vision, faith out of fear, and blemishes into blessings. And let us say, Amen.
At this time, the Exemplar Awards is very proud and pleased to announce our musical selection for this afternoon. Please sit back and listen to the musical selection as it is played out and in full.
Thank you.
Our keynote speaker today is Mayor Bobby Dyer, Mayor of Virginia Beach, Virginia, who was recently elected to the position, having served 2 years as mayor most recently. He was a member of the Virginia Beach City Council for the past 14 years prior to being mayor. He also is a practicing physical therapist in Virginia Beach, and he's a former U.S. Marine and veteran of the U.S. Marine Corps. At this time, we'd like to welcome our keynote speaker, Mr. Bobby Dyer, Mayor, Virginia Beach.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Ninth Annual Exemplar Awards ceremony. I thank Timothy McCarthy for inviting me to speak to you at this wonderful event where we come together to recognize volunteers who have made exemplary contributions in their support of their organization's community service missions. There are many needs in our communities. Fortunately, there are many wonderful nonprofits that bring volunteers together to provide many essential services. You might say charitable nonprofits embody the best of America. America's 1.3 million charitable nonprofits feed, heal, shelter, educate, inspire, enlighten, and nurture people of every age, gender, race, and socioeconomic status from coast to coast, border to border, and beyond. They foster civic engagement and leadership, drive economic growth, and strengthen the fabric of our communities every single day. Volunteerism and volunteer pride are indicators of community excellence. I cannot tell you how grateful I am to the thousands of people who are willing to give their time and talents to our community in service to others. You happily fill in the gaps, and your diligent work cannot be overstated. Few things in life are more precious than time. There are so many people donate so much of this precious commodity. It is a clear indicator that compassion and the desire to help to improve the lives of others are major motivators. The city of Virginia Beach is a very special place, in part because it has some of the highest volunteerism in the country. Our core of 15,000 volunteers donate more than 1 million hours to the city of Virginia Beach. The monetary value of this service tops $28 million. But the dollar sign doesn't tell the whole story. The real success lies in the differences they have made. Like the story of a combat wounded veteran who found his purpose and calling leading to a job. That's workforce development, my friends. Like the story of the first grader whose parents came to our country from Honduras with only the clothes on their backs. Now they can read because our public safety employees become tutors and mentors on their days off. Like the story of one intern who is able to guide 155 individuals through an opioid recovery program so they can get their lives back. Like the story of an incarcerated man who found healing and confidence in nature by beautifying his community. Like the story of a bunch of 6 to 12-year-olds who were told they were too young to volunteer, so an employee took it upon herself to create a summer camp for kids who want to give back to our city. Like the story of a man who lost his wife of 50 years and shows up each week to volunteer because it gets him out of the house and even for a few hours makes him feel human again. Like the story of a woman whose family experienced homelessness and now she gives her time to give hope to other moms and dads who are trying to do their best that they can for their kids. People volunteer because it's rewarding and it feels good inside when you make valuable contributions to your community. But those aren't only the reasons. A recent Harris interactive survey of more than 3,300 adults in the U.S. uncovered the following. 76% of people who volunteer say that volunteering has made them feel healthier. 94% say that volunteering improves their mood. 96% say that volunteering enriches their sense of purpose. 80% of people who volunteer say that they feel they have control over their mental health and depression. And 78% say that volunteering lowers their stress levels. There are physical benefits to volunteering as well. Giving your time and helping others can decrease the risk of high blood pressure by nearly 40%. It can help with weight loss and prevent cognitive decline. There are even studies suggesting that the act of volunteering can improve cholesterol profiles. I believe there is no higher calling than community service. Walt Whitman once said, "What I give myself." And that's really what you do when you get involved as volunteers. You join millions of others who gave themselves to a cause they believe in. You give of yourselves so a program can succeed and the needs of others can be met. You know the gift of time and energy makes community service work. More than that, you know it makes a real and meaningful difference in the lives of others. To all of you who volunteer and work for nonprofits, thank you, thank you, thank you. There is an Irish blessing that seems to be the perfect way to close this message. It goes like this: may the dreams you hold dearest be those which come true, and the kindness you spread keep returning to you. Thank you, everyone, and congratulations on receiving your awards.
For this year's presentation of awards, we're going to be doing things a little different than in the past for an in-person event. Due to the COVID environment in our virtual event, the awards are going to be presented in a slideshow format. The names of the awardees will be read by Ms. Kristen Harrell, who is the copy editor of the Hampton Road Gazeti, and she will also be telling a little bit about the awardees and the efforts that they represent.
Stacey Armstead is being honored by the Norfolk NAACP branch for outstanding leadership as youth advisor for the last 4 years. Carla Bailey is being recognized by Lambda Gamma Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority for her many contributions as the chapter's Connections Chair. Larry Bellamy is being honored for exemplary service to seniors aging gracefully in coordinating many events and mentoring elementary students through its intergenerational program. La Valette Boney, president of Top Ladies of Distinction, Hampton Roads chapter, is being recognized for outstanding leadership both locally and regionally. Ann Boone, president and curator of the Berkeley Historical Society, is being honored by Norfolk Public Library for engaging the Society's Hospitality Committee in serving food at many NPL events. Christine Booth is being recognized by Upsilon Omicron Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority for outstanding accomplishments in voter registration, voter education, and numerous other roles. Vanessa Brickhouse is being honored for exemplary contributions to Hampton Road's Mothers Against Senseless Killings as both events coordinator and youth leadership liaison. Verdell Brown is being recognized by Beta Alpha Omicron Zeta chapter of Zeta Phi Beta for outstanding leadership as chair of the ZNEF Adopt a School Scholarship Committee. Golden Carter is being honored by Mothers Out Front for spending many hours spreading awareness about the climate crisis and engaging other women to speak with local leaders about its importance. Azaria Cherry, age 15, is being recognized by the Norfolk NAACP Youth Chapter for forming a nonprofit which helps inner city girls explore STEM, learn self-love, and value higher education. O. Annette Davis, Ph.D., a charter member of the Hampton Roads Poor People's Campaign, is being honored for helping the local campaign bring in new members. Jeffrey Davis is being honored by Youth Earn and Learn Jobs for Kids for many contributions made during his 4 years as a Platinum sponsor. Judy Mills Davis is being honored by Iota Phi Lambda sorority for leadership in many roles since joining the sorority in 2004, including currently serving as first vice president. Elisa Dicken is being recognized for 30-plus years of exemplary service to the Social Justice Committee of Coastal Virginia Unitarian Universalists, including more than 20 years of feeding the hungry. Dr. David Dorbad, a pediatrician, is being honored for his tireless efforts in reviving the dormant Norfolk PFLAG chapter and providing assistance to LGBT youth. Virginia Goodman is being recognized by Nursing Careers and Pathways for many hours of meritorious service to the program's students, parents, and administration. Quince Griffin is being honored for his commitment to community service and exemplary leadership as president of the 19 chapter Southampton Roads Pan-Hellenic Council. Constance Hanner is being recognized by the NCNW Tidewater section for outstanding support of their many programs and initiative and for fostering its growth. Destiny Harrell, now a freshman at ODU, is being honored by Ronald McDonald House for almost 4 years of exemplary service in preparing meals for guests and as an ambassador. Everett Hayes is being recognized by Daniel's Blessing for 9 years of outstanding support, both financially and through leadership as the organization's president. Nicole Henley is being honored by Health and Awareness for exemplary support in helping organize and participating in their events that educate people about kidney health. The Reverend Francine Humphrey is being recognized by CMM2K G Paris Media Group for uplifting and advocating for women through her radio show and her ministry. Patricia Lee Ingram is being honored for several years of exemplary service in coordinating and participating in numerous community events of the NCNW Norfolk section. Rabbi Ellen Jaffe Gill is being recognized for her foresight in organizing the Hampton Roads chapter of the Virginia Interfaith Center for Public Policy in order to provide more local social justice resources. Jean Watson Jeffrey is being honored for exemplary service to the Boys Choir of Hampton Roads, as a member of the board, as a fundraising champion, and for other supportive measures.
At this time, we'd like to proceed with part 2 of our awards ceremony and present you with more awardees, naming their names and telling a little bit about their efforts.
Odetta Johnson Shepard is being recognized by Kappa Epsilon Military Sorority for volunteering over 90 hours with the group's programs and for her dedication to community service. Rhonda Jordan is being honored for 5 years of dedicated service to vulnerable persons through My Help, My Hope in its mission to stop the silence and end domestic violence. Ty Lambert is being recognized by the Coalition of 100 Black Women for exemplary service in advocating for the rights of Black women and girls and for many other accomplishments. Rashawn Lindsay of God's Youngstas is being honored for many years of mentoring inner city youth, helping them grow into their best selves while using his artistic skills as a motivational medium. Linda Lloyd is being recognized by Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority for her many contributions to chapter initiatives, including donating blankets to homeless shelters and an outreach program in Rwanda. Mark Madison is being honored for almost 20 years of exemplary service to Excellence Girls Club in many capacities, including founding board member and chairing their 20th anniversary committee. Joyce Malbin is being recognized for many years of outstanding service to Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority during 2 terms as president, as treasurer, as financial secretary, and in other roles. Sister Margaret McCabe is being honored by the Interfaith Empowerment Project for being on the front lines advocating for social justice issues such as racial equity, immigration reform, and other issues. Sandra McCoy is being recognized by the Women's Home and Overseas Society of Metropolitan AME Zion Church for compassionate service to seniors and other neighbors in their times of need. Richard Miller Jr., a past member of Raphael Lodge No. 62, is being honored for exemplary leadership and his roles in the Lodge's numerous community service endeavors. Nadine Owens is being recognized by Our Brother's Keeper for dedicated service to impact, enlighten, and empower adults with special needs and their caregivers. Erica Palmer, Chief Operations Officer for Young Investors Group, is being honored for her diligent efforts to brighten the futures for urban male teens coming out of incarceration. Donnell Parker is being recognized by Zeta Phi Beta Sorority for exemplary service as advisor for their youth auxiliary, providing guidance in all aspects of their lives. Tamika Quinn is being honored for her inspired contributions during several years as an ambassador and national spokesperson for the American Heart Association. Cliff Randolph, a retired high school principal, is being recognized by the New Chesapeake Men for Progress Education Foundation for leadership as a board member and chairman of the Scholarship Committee. LaShawn Smith, a 20-year military veteran, is being honored by African American History 365 for diligent service as a member of the Executive Board and Resource Research Director. Velvet Smith is being recognized for exemplary dedication to the MAN Foundation in helping children of incarcerated parents and convicted felons who want a second chance at life. Anaya Spriggs, a senior at First Colonial High School, is being honored for helping to organize her school's Day of Giving, when all students and faculty members will volunteer in their community. Amanda Stanley is being recognized by Tidewater Sowers of Justice for her diligent work in promoting a season for nonviolence in Virginia Beach elementary schools to promote love, respect, and empathy. Georgia Steffen is being honored for exemplary contributions to the Interfaith Alliance at the beach, especially for creative thinking that resulted in adding more congregations and inspired fundraisers. The Reverend Rhonda Vaughn, president of the OAT Foundation, is being recognized for myriad services to those in need, including creating programs that positively impact communities. Susan Vertullo is being honored by Virginia Art with Heart, an organization of creative professionals, for diligent service in expanding the organization's reach and coordinating many events. Charles Warthen is being recognized for his efforts to help form the prison committee at Church of the Holy Family and diligently providing needed help to returning citizens they serve. A. Bruce Williams, president of the Virginian African American Cultural Center, is being honored for outstanding leadership in advancing the organization's profile and development. The Reverend Michelle Ellis Young is being recognized for exemplary service to the women's ministry of Mount Lebanon Baptist Church, which provides outreach to community women in transitional situations.
At this time, we'd like to present you with the closing remarks of today's event. Our closing remarks will be presented by Ms. Loretta Kahn, who is the editor and founder of the Hampton Roads Gazeti, and Mr. Tim McCarthy, who is the chairman of the board of the Hampton Roads Gazeti.
On behalf of the board of directors of the Hampton Roads Gazeti, I want to offer our sincere congratulations to each one of the awardees this afternoon for your service in our community. You make a great difference in the Hampton Roads area. So you represent your organization well, and by your leadership, you provide great service to our community and to the members of our community. So thank you and congratulations. Continue on with your work, and we'll join with one another to make this Hampton Roads area a great community for all of its citizens. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I also want to recognize this afternoon, on this afternoon of November the 15th, 2020, the 9th Annual Hampton Roads Gazeti Exemplar Awards, I want to recognize our Executive Director and Editor for the Hampton Roads Gazeti for all these many years, nearly 10 years. Loretta was the founder of the Hampton Roads Gazeti. She's the driving force in our community to recognize those who provide great service to our community. Loretta is a graduate of Booker T. Washington and a distinguished graduate of Hampton University. She started her career as a young person involved in social justice efforts. She taught for more than 18 years in our public school system in the area. She has always been an advocate for social justice in our area, and we've been delighted to have her as our lead person and editor of the Hampton Roads Gazeti over the past 10 years. In those 10 years, she's gathered us together for the community pulse, to hear people's stories, to encourage one another, and she has produced tens of thousands of copies of the Hampton Roads Gazeti, recognizing the good works by you who are the awardees today and so many awardees over the years. And it is with our great esteem that we recognize Loretta Kahn for her years of service and for the wonderful contribution that she's made to our community, the community of Hampton Roads. She's a leader amongst us. We couldn't have a better leader, and our hats off to Loretta Kahn, the editor-in-chief for the Hampton Roads Gazeti for all these many years. Thank you, Loretta. It's a pleasure to work with you and to follow you in the leadership that you provide in our community.
What a joy it has been to meet and interact with this wonderful group of community volunteers. Because of your generous spirit, our community is a better place to live. To our audience, thank you for your support. We applaud you as well. Thank you so much for your support of these wonderful volunteers and the Ninth Exemplar Awards. As Stevie Wonder sang years ago, keep on believing and keep on doing what you're doing.
We thank everybody for coming this afternoon to this virtual event. This concludes the 9th Annual Hampton Roads Gazeti Exemplar Awards for 2020, conducted virtually during COVID. Thank you very much, and continue to do the great works that you do.